Greetings and welcome, brave citizens of our new world. I'm Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terawatt. This is our layer 3.0, and today is day 25 of our V.E.D.A challenge, V.E.D.A vlogging every day in April. We're doing Infinity War tomorrow. I am excited. I might even dress up. We'll see. The new glasses are nice, but Lord Almighty, is the monitor reflection bright. Yeah, it is a bit distracting, I apologize. I mean, I like that though, because these ones are a lot flatter, and they give me a lot more of a sinister look when you get that, like, that solid reflection instead of the coved ones like the last ones were. So as Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, do you know of or met others of your profession from around the world, not including Canada? Honestly, no, I haven't met supervillains from, like, the States. I haven't met supervillains from across the seas, anywhere, really. I've only ever really sat down and met villains, not even from Canada, in other far areas, like, just local supervillains are the only people I've really seen or hung out with. I'm hoping, though, to broaden my horizons someday soon. Perhaps even someday this year. Love the new specs, Doc. Anyway, on to the question. If you have time, would you think on making a Discord server for us villains and people who want to chat amongst each other? Yeah, we have an Evil Incorporated server for when we do live streams and things like that. Other villains, of course, are welcome. What do you think of the recent Facebook scandal with Facebook selling data to political analysts and allowing Russian operatives to manipulate the American presidential election? Is social media like Facebook just inevitably going to be used for evil, or can it be monitored so that doesn't happen? Will too much monitoring restrict our freedom of assembly and free speech too much? And if misuses are inevitable, is it worth it to be able to keep in touch with friends so effortlessly? This is always a thing that's really confused me. Everybody's been like, what? Facebook uses my personal information to target specific ads at me, and then sells that information to other corporations so that they can target me with other ads and things like that, or even try to denote trends that are happening out there right now? What? Of course they do. Of course they, like, why and how is this surprising to people? It's a free website, and billions of people use it, so yes, they sell ads, and those ads are going to help them pay for their website. And you know what? When you, like, even when you make a Facebook profile, you select things like what movies you like, the kinds of places you like to go eat, and things like that. Like, these are all optional, sure, but you fill in those things, and then you don't think that it uses that information to find out what it is that you like? Build a trend, sell the trend. It's just baffling that how people are so surprised by that constantly. Personally, I think that's great, because I don't want to see ads for like 12 different kinds of desk varnish that I never asked for or cared about ever. So yeah, I see ads for things I care about and things I'm interested in, and sometimes I might even click on those ads because it might be for stuff that I actually have been looking for, but then they just show me a thing and then there we go, connection made. And the fact that Facebook could sell information about where people are leaning politically to Russia, or that Russia could make billions of bot Facebook accounts and then use that to change the sway of whichever direction Facebook is running or something like that, or like create ads and target people or segregate and target people on the social media platform, is just, like, that's stupid and is not what Facebook was originally intended for. In my new world, things like Facebook are still going to exist. Social media and the ability to network with people is something that I think is fantastic. It eliminates a huge amount of rigmarole and legwork and just needless tediousness with regards to socializing with other people. For example, if I wanted to, say, have a party 3 weeks from now on a Saturday or something like that, and I wanted to invite X number of people, I would have to dedicate, before Facebook, I would have to dedicate like a day or several days to calling each individual person that I wanted to see there and getting them to RSVP with me on the phone in a fashion that is just, like, personal and weird. Because, like, it's easier for you to, when you get an invite on Facebook, to be like, nah, I don't want that, by comparison to if someone phones you and be like, hey, are you coming to my party? Like, for you to either make an excuse sort of haphazardly on the phone in the moment, or say, yeah, because you feel pressured, or just say no, or yes, or whatever. It's a much less intrusive way of just allowing people to socialize. Speaking as somebody who has social anxiety, I think that it's a fantastic tool, and things like political swaying Russian operative things like that. Like, that wasn't a part of its initial design, so its initial design will continue in the future, and as a matter of fact, in our new world, ads won't be a thing that will need to be on there because all of those people will be paid to run that platform by the government. Do you have a naming system for dimensions? If you do, what do you call this one? The closest set of characters available on this reality for my system comes down to L5 Xenon Quai. Makes more sense than the one I'm from. I've said this before and I'll say this again. Multi-dimensional travel is not something that I want to get into. It's just too weird. I've seen Sliders. I don't know if you've seen that show. It came out in like the 90s, I think, but I've seen that and it's not worth it. What's your Avengers Infinity War Deadpool predictions? Ooh. So like, will Deadpool show up in Avengers Infinity War? Very curious. I would say no. Like, normally I would be like, he's not going to be in it. Why would you say that? But I'm giving like this hesitant, like, no, because Fox, 20th Century Fox, who owns Deadpool and the X-Men, was just bought by Disney a little while ago, so they could have dropped Deadpool somewhere into the Avengers. Maybe. I'm not saying it's not impossible, it's just highly improbable. Can someone provide a link to those glasses? Yeah, I can throw that into the video description down below. Check it out. If you were the main villain in any superhero movie, what would your evil plan in that movie be? Well, global domination through an army of robots. I mean, for a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't know how you're gonna take over the world, it's robots. I'm going with an oldie but a goodie. I'm gonna go big marching army of robots because nothing absolutely just takes over the world like an oppressive army of killer machines. What would be the hardest or easiest to defeat if it attacked your city in large numbers? Aliens, robots, zombies, or dinosaurs? See, it depends, because it depends on which ones we're looking at. Zombies, I would say, might be the easiest to deal with because, canonically, zombies are often slow and weak. So, if we're dealing with slow and weak zombies, the only thing I would have to worry about is the virus cascading itself into Toronto's population, which is ranged in the many millions of people living in this city, so that can very quickly get out of control. But the zombies themselves wouldn't be terribly difficult to deal with. Dinosaurs, depends on the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs like the Tyrannosaurus, if there were hundreds of Tyrannosaurus Rexes running into the city, yeah, that'd be really hard to deal with. If it was a bunch of those little tiny dudes from the beginning of Jurassic Park 2, I think it is, when they show up on the island, there's all tiny guys like, eat, and they still eat people, but like they're really small. And if there's just like 100 of them, like, it's a different problem, like a steamroller in an alleyway, fix that. Aliens, depends. Are we talking about the aliens from like Independence Day, huge flying discs, shoot lasers, obliterate cities in one go, many little planes, all shields and energy weapons, the whole thing? Or are we talking something that's smaller scale, something a lot less threatening, like water bears? And then robots. Again, are we talking about the kind of machines that took over in the Matrix, where there were these huge walking machines and they shoot those little flying squiddy things that just like tore through stuff, which was super cool, by the way? Or are we talking like the Servbots from Misadventures of Tronbot, little tiny, adorable Lego men looking robots that just really aren't terribly threatening at all? So it's hard to say. Like it sways depending on which of individuals in those categories you'd be selecting. And those are all the questions that we have for today. So again, you can leave questions in the comment section down below, but I might not be getting to them because tomorrow's video is just going to be a no spoilers as I can get review of Infinity War. So just, wow. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow and I'm very excited. I am also so exhausted from just the general lack of sleep I've been getting, but funny thing, I started feeling sick the last few days, and then I hit the gym today, and now I feel good. I'm tired, but like all of everything that was in my system is just gone. Further linking my physical illness to psychological, psychosomatic, stress-induced, etc., etc. Anyway, so until next time, my brave citizens, I'm Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terawatt. This is our Layer 3.0, and I will see you again tomorrow with a no-spoilers review of Infinity War on our next episode of V.E.D.A. End of line.